In this episode, we're going to have a conversation about why it's so important for you to find your creative flow. And in finding your creative flow, you actually find your purpose. This is one episode you're going to want to stick around for. So stay tuned. I'm Adam Kadu, and it's time to master the art of real heart alignment, where you live, work, and play from your personal power as energy aligns, your gifts flow, and life simply works. These life-changing conversations are designed to help you to see what you're not seeing, hear what you're not hearing, and to be who you're not being, as the world needs more heart-centered leaders now more than ever. Are you ready to say no to living a half-hearted life and say yes instead to boldly living from a place of real heart alignment? Welcome to the Adam Kadu podcast. Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Adam Kadu podcast. In this episode, we're going to talk about what it really means to be a creator, and also why that is so important to this world we're living in today. And so this is one subject that I hold very near and dear to my heart, because not too many years ago, in years past, I was doing a lot more consuming than I was producing. And when I really started focusing on producing and giving and sharing, even before I was ready, even before I knew what the heck I was really talking about and what I was really excited about and what my real purpose is, we'll talk more about that word purpose in a little bit. And when I started focusing on more shipping it out, getting it freaking out the door, getting it out the door already. I have so many ideas. I got so many aspirations, so many things that I want to do, just like you do. And I found it so overwhelming just getting out of my own damn way. But when I started really pinpointing the finest little point of connecting deeper with my creative side, things shifted. Now, we can take this conversation of creatives and creativity from a left brain analytical standpoint, which is the easy, comfortable place to go with it, right? What's it mean to create? I don't know. You just do some writing and you do some typing, or you do some painting, or you do some videos and you just produce, you just do something. But what do you think is underneath all that doing? What is at the essence of the doing? And who is the being who's doing the doing? Not from a standpoint of your characteristics, how you identify yourself, not from a standpoint of your stories, not a standpoint of your circumstances or environment, but from a standpoint of going a level deeper. And in the work we're doing as creatives, as creators, there's the unseen, there's the underneath. And if you are oblivious to that unseen, that which is unsaid and unspoken about, if you're oblivious to it, if you can't see it, if you don't connect with it, if you don't spend time with it, I promise you, you're missing out on the biggest piece of being a creator. And each and every one of us on this planet, we are creators. We are born creators. The Bible even says, born in the likeness of God. God is the ultimate creator. If you want to take it to the universe is the ultimate creator, or whatever you believe in that aspect. And so if you think about it, if we are born in the likeness, if we are cut from the same cloth, we came here to create. We came here to understand and to remember that we are creators. And so when you look at your life, the entire scope of your life, like let's just pan out for a quick moment. When you pan out and take a closer look, at the end of our days, at the end of our rope, you will look back not at the minute tasks that you were doing, not at the email. I sent that email. I sent a lot of emails during my day, right? Or I might have had a course or a program. that I sold for a while, or I might have traveled here, traveled there. I promise you, and especially those who come after you will judge you or come to know you based solely on what you created here when you were here with your time. And so when you start to connect with this deeper energy of creation and being a creator, your life will shift. Because it's not about this analytical conversation of I need to put out more content, I need to create more videos. No. That's an analytical standpoint. That's a doing standpoint. But when you know that you have essence, when you have personal power, when you have this God-given energy that's filtering and flowing through you into your uniqueness, and your sole purpose here is to create. When you really get that, a lot of the fear and the worry and the doubt and the hesitation and the second guessing yourself, it subsides. It dissolves. But most people don't slow down enough to feel it, to sense it, to come to know that energy, that essence. And it's beautiful when you can just shut your mind down. Not from a standpoint of force, not from a standpoint of forcing yourself out, but just by allowing the gifts around you, the energy that comes through you to take up way more space, to fill the void way more than the thoughts, the insecurities, the doubt. Let your heart fill the void. That's when your natural creator abilities come alive. And so for a moment, consider looking back and seeing what have I created up until this standpoint. And yes, I mentioned earlier a course, right? If you feel aligned and great about that course, if that's your life's work for now or that time you were in, 100%. More power to you. But a lot of times what we're doing is creating for the standpoint of the marketplace and trying to sell something and trying to fill a gap in the market. But we're not fully energetically aligned with that. We're not fully coming alive. We're not allowing our essence. We're not allowing our natural creative abilities to shine through. We're doing it for an ulterior reason. We got ulterior motives. But I promise you, if you can create from this standpoint of knowing and trusting and allowing what is designed to come through you with your unique vision, your unique perspectives, your unique interpretations. For one thing, you're going to have a hell of a lot more fun. For another thing, chances are, if this is in creation, it's aligned with the business side of things, then you're going to be having more lucrative opportunities. But if you shut that side down, I promise you, that's where a lot of misery and a lot of suffering comes from, is closing the door on the energy that's just aching to come through you. And yet again, we get so freaking analytical about it. What's my purpose? What's my passion? What's my path? If somebody would just show me and open the way, then I would just run off until the sunset and life would be peachy. Things would be perfect. Most people get that conversation so wrong. And I got a chance to see this years ago, and it was such a huge shift for me because all the while, early on in my entrepreneur career especially, I just felt, what am I here to do? What am I here to do? Like, just tell me, am I here to do this? Am I here to do this? Am I here to do this? Am I here to walk this path, this path, this path? And that's a broken question, because you're not here to do anything. You're here to be. You're here to create. You're here to create experiences for yourself and others. Because those experiences are what allows us to have this explosive growth. We need your experiences. We need you sharing. We need you creating, because that's how we grow. If you hold one ingredient back from, let's say a cake or something, I don't cook cakes, but maybe flour, maybe there's flour in cake. If you hold cake flour back from cake, if you hold one ingredient back from the recipe, you're not going to end up with great results. You're not going to end up with something that is also an experience itself. And so for me, the work that I'm doing, like especially the last couple of years, is like, how do I just create with an energetic stamp that cannot be denied? How do I just align with it and have fun with it and love what I'm doing? Because if I love what I'm doing, there's absolutely no way that, it just, at that point, it just doesn't even matter. It's not from a selfish standpoint of just like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. It's of a standpoint of trusting myself. If I have a great experience creating something, and if I can look at the end result and have a great experience, seeing that experience manifested, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. Just imagine bottling that up and feeling that yourself and experiencing, not from yet again, from a result standpoint or goals or outcomes or whatever. Those are all good, right? But from a standpoint of enriched experiences, to grasp it, to taste it, to chew it over and over and over again, because you put your heart behind something. You walked that path with heart. People get into purpose, right? This whole conversation about purpose. It's not a conversation of what is my purpose, but rather, am I on purpose right here and right now? And so we could have a year-long conversation about what is our purpose here, right? And we could add so many nuances, and we can get into circling the wagon 100 million ways. But at the end of it all, I can guarantee when we strip it all down, there's going to be one of two things we see. One is to create. Two is to grow. Because we can't grow without innovation. We can't grow without creation. Just think, if the integral point in time where this whole universe was created or created itself, if you will, just think if that creation never happened. Like, I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't know. It's probably going to get a little messy. I don't have all the ideas lined out yet. I've got to do some more planning, right? Because I see some things that could potentially not work well. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. If that creation never happens, we never happen. If the creation inside you never happens, the ripple effect, the wave that you're here to create personally and collectively, never happens. Like, take that on, take that ownership. And there's certain things that are just constantly knocking at your door. You're playing them out in your mind. Even if you're not just stopping to see, it's like, wow, like there's something here that's aching to come alive. But if you stop and pay attention, you're going to freaking see it. And for me, it's like, it's videos now, and videos and vlogging. Like, it's literally like, it's all I can think about. Vlogging, videos, podcasts. It's all I can think about. And, editing. It's all I can think about. Like, obviously, I'm being a little dramatic saying all because, I've got kids. Think about my kids growing up. Got a business. Think about my business growing, right? So what am I creating inside those environments? What am I creating as a creator around my kids that's going to set a ripple effect? It's all creation. It comes down to it. So let's separate that left-brained ideal of what creation is and just flat out be creative. You are a natural born creative, a natural born creator. It's written in the stars. It's done a long time ago. There was one aspect of creation that set us in motion. And if you're going to hold your music, if you're going to hold your creation, if you're going to hold back what is itching to come out of you, you stop that ripple effect. You stop that wave. And it's freaking selfish. So what's it going to take for you to stop thinking so damn much, for you to get outside your head, for you to just allow the creations to come through you? Because here's probably what's happening. There's one of two places or plays that most people get stuck in. Number one, I don't have enough money. I can't just do this thing, Adam. I got kids to feed. I got bills to pay. I got this, that, the other thing. I'm not asking you to just shut down everything else, but I am asking you to honor what's coming through you. Even a little bit. Just express it a little bit. See where it goes. Right? Because there's going to be a moment in time where it's eating at you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, if you don't express it. And the other place is, I don't have enough time. I would love to take on another project. I would love to do this. I would love to do this. I would love to do this, but I don't have enough time. Well, guess what? You're really not going to have a lot of time at one standpoint in your life. Chances are you have more time now than you're ever going to have. 1 second goes by, you got less time. Right? 2 seconds, 2 days, a year goes by, you got less time. So there never is going to be this aspect of having enough time for something. But if it's itching at you, if it's clawing at the door, if it's wanting in, and if it's wanting out, got to figure it out. Doesn't have to be pretty. You don't have to have all the plans and all the stars aligned. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to get so far into the future playing defense. Like, well, if I did this and then I did that, well, this might happen, or this, if I take away from this, then this will happen. That's not full-on expression. That's not full-on creation. So you were born in the likeness of the Creator. We're cut from the same cloth. We're all buckets out of the same ocean. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how aligned are you in your creative gift right now? Right? You might be getting ready to get ready to get ready. You might be creating some IG posts and some emails, which is all fine and dandy. But what are you creating? What are you really creating? And in looking back on your life, will you be able to see that you were fully expressed as a creator? You honored your natural creative abilities. If the answer is no, I've said it again 100 times on this podcast. We're all going to meet those crossroads one day, someday, somehow, many, 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 many moons down the road. We're going to have some tough questions to answer. Did I love with all my heart? Where do you think love's come from? It's an expression. It's a creation. Most people, they're very, very, very good at turning it off and turning it on. It's coming through you. But you can also create the experience of love in yourself and in others. You have that gift. It's a gift. Are you creating higher vibe experiences? Are you creating more joy? Are you creating more sense of wonder for others? Are you creating more compassion? Are you creating more awareness, more consciousness? Are you creating more of that essence that's flowing through you? Or are you just creating these IG posts, these cute little graphics? Hey, if you feel strong about those, 100%, but chances are it's coming from a place that's not pure creation, from a standpoint of doing something to get something. You're stuck in the doing. And just imagine for a moment, you let go of the thought of needing to do certain things to get a certain result. So then you can have the experience that you're dreaming of right now. And instead you just experience that now. Because all we want is an enriched life. All we want is growth. So what says you can't have that right now? When you connect with your creator, or the created, or the creating, and you honor what's coming through you. And I'd love to know if there's something in your head when I'm talking about creation that's popping up to you while you listen to this episode, send me a note. I'd love to hear all about it. Is there something that's been vying for your attention, just aching to get your attention? It's laying in the shadows. It's in the gray area because you won't freaking look at it. You won't honor it. I promise you it's going to cause more problems. It's going to knock on your door louder and louder and louder. Like the parable of, first thing you get a little pebble thrown at you, then a rock, then a stone, and then you end up getting boulders thrown at you, and then boulders are going to hurt. If you got things knocking at your door, if you got things, little rocks hitting your window, pay attention now. Tune into it now. Read a book about it, right? Study up on it. If it's something that you visited in the past that you had loved doing, revisit that in your mind. Like just take one tiny little step today and honor it and see where it goes. So I trust that this message finds you well. I feel it, y'all. I feel it coming through me again. I feel like I closed off to my creator abilities in recent years, actually just this last year, but I feel it again because I'm putting my intention on it. I'm aware, taking the time and practicing the habit of feeling the energy that's coming through me, and also get the hell out the way, let it come through. That's my whole thing. So if you're having trouble doing that, drop me a note. Let's rap about it. And as always, if you find anything in this episode that you would love me to elaborate on or go deeper on, if you have anything else that you want me to, to rap on, a lot of these podcast episodes, I just go a little unconscious. Whatever comes through me is what's meant to come through. It's not my message, right? It's not my ego's message. It's what's coming through me. And so if you have any questions, need anything at all, I'm here for you. Until next time, y'all know it. Go all in with passion so you can live a life you love. Go help somebody today. The world needs more heart-centered leaders now more than ever. If it's not you, then who? All right, y'all. Much love. Send me a note. Can't wait to hear from you. Love you so much. Great rest of your day. Go help somebody today. And man, have a little fun. Enrich somebody's experience today, yours or somebody else's, because you can't have it one way or the other. If you're enriching your experience, it's natural. You're going to enrich somebody else's. If you're enriching somebody else's, it's natural. You're going to enrich yours. So live a little bigger today. Puff up your chest. Hold your head high. Tune into that creator abilities that lie dormant and asleep inside of you. Wake them up, y'all. They're a sleeping giant. It's going to help you and the world. So let's go, y'all. All right. Much love. Talk soon. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Adam Kadu podcast. If you would, take a moment to subscribe and click the bell icon so that way you get notified when future episodes air. Now, here's the thing. If you are looking for the show notes, you can find a link to those below. If you're looking for the handles of the guests that I've been interviewing, things of that nature, you'll find that here. And if there's anything else that stood out to you in the episode, or if there's anything I can do for you, please leave a comment below, or for sure message me on Instagram if you'd like, as I'm always looking to hear what's working well for you and what caught your interest about the Adam Kadu podcast. So, time to go, time to change the world, time to help more people. Are you ready? Let's go do this thing. The world needs more leaders. So thanks again for listening to the Adam Kadu podcast.